everybody in the Feng Shui for Us group, where we help you turn your current home into a dream home so you can live a happy life with the people you love. So today I'm going to tell you a story. This is the day for Feng Shui Stories. And what I'm going to ask you is that you watch the whole video until the end. And at the end, I'm going to give you a task that is going to be super useful for you in your home. But do not, if you're watching the replay, don't just jump till the end to find the task, because you really need to listen to the story in order to understand how this task applies to your life. So today's story is about a woman who hired me to do the feng shui of her home. And when I went in, I had her walk me through the house, show me all the different areas, and I asked her some questions so that I could get an understanding of what was the status of her life areas, right? And so she gave me a tour. It was a very nice house, and she was middle-aged. She was probably in her mid-40s, mid to late 40s, and she was unmarried. She had never been married. She hadn't had kids, and but she said, she was very happy. She was open to having a relationship with a guy. She would like to get married, but she was happy either way. And as we were walking around her house, I noticed a painting, and it was a painting of a woman. It was like a period piece, it was a woman, like a Southern Belle kind of setting, sitting in a porch, and she was pregnant, and she had one hand on her belly, and her eyes kind of getting lost in the distance. And it was really curious because this painting was leaning against the wall on the floor, and it was upside down, and it was located in a spot in the home that is associated with reproductive organs, right? And so I noticed this painting, and since she had said she hadn't had any kids and she's not going to have kids, I thought it was an interesting choice of art to get a painting of a pregnant lady. So first I asked her, is this a painting of an ancestor, because then in that case it would make sense to me that she would have that painting in her home. But she said no, it's something I bought. And then I asked her, because she didn't have kids, and that was a picture of her mother, I asked her, well, what is your relationship with your mom like? And she said, oh, it's great, she's a really good mom, she's very nurturing, I had a beautiful childhood, and now we get along great. And still, something didn't quite fit there, right? And so she asked me, so why are you asking? And so then I told her, well, the reason I'm asking you is because you have a painting of a pregnant woman that is upside down in an area that is related to reproductive organs. And so I always consider that there may be a reason, right, that you put things even unconsciously in a certain position. It may be a message that you're trying to give me through your home. And then she told me that many years before, when she was in her early 20s, she had been pregnant. And so she got really emotional, right? And she told me she had been pregnant. She probably wasn't even pregnant about 8 weeks. She hadn't told anybody. She hadn't told her boyfriend. She hadn't told her mom or her sister. And then she had a miscarriage. And so she had barely known she was pregnant for a little bit of time, and then she had a miscarriage. And it was between her and her doctor. She never told anybody. She never told the boyfriend. She never told her mom or her sister or her dad. And it had been over 20 years, like 25, 26 years. She had never told a soul. I was the first person she told. And so I thought that was interesting, how sometimes we put things in the home in certain places because we're trying to send a message. And so what had happened is that recently her doctor, even though she was like mid to late 40s, her doctor had told her she was going through early menopause, perimenopause, which ends in menopause. And so she had decided, okay, this is it, I'm just not going to have children, right? And she had never processed the sorrow of having a miscarriage. She never told anybody. It's such a weight to carry such a memory of something that can be so impactful in a woman's life. by herself. She never told a single soul, and I was the first person she told. And so when we were done with her consultation that day, she told me she's going to call her mom and tell her about this, and her sister, right? And so this is the story I want to share with you, so that you see how people, we all do things in the home that are, sometimes they're cries for help, sometimes they're messages of how we want our life to go, of things we want to have happen. And so this is what I want you to do. This is your task. I want you to go outside of your house, and you go for a walk, or just stay in your front yard, sit under a tree, just stay outside for a few minutes, 5 minutes at least. And if you want to, just go for a 20-minute walk. When you come home, play this game. Pretend that this is not your home, and that you don't know a thing about the people who live in that home. And then as you go in, see if you can guess who lives there. So 3 things. Who lives there? How many people are in the home? And how happy are they? So who lives there? How many people are in the home? And how happy are they? And answer these questions for yourself. Write them down and see if it matches your reality. See if your home is giving a message that matches the reality of how many people live there, and who they are, and how happy they are, their level of happiness, right? And that can give you a really profound insight of the messages your home is telling you. And if you don't mind, if you want to share, come back to this video and let us know in the comments, what did you find out that your home is telling you that you have not remarked on before.